When two conductors at different potentials are in contact, then there is flow of charge, that is electrons flow from low potential to high potential till the potentials of the two are same. Let us see how it happens. Suppose there are two conductors A and B with charge Q1 and Q2 and radii R1, R2. So when the two conductors are in contact for a small time, then there is flow such that the potentials of the two are same. Let A and B, the two conductors with charge Q1, Q2 and radii R1, R2 respectively. If the conductors are brought in contact for a small time, if they are brought in contact for a small time, then there is transfer of charge till the two are at same potentials. Here net charge is distributed. Net charge is Q1 plus Q2. After connection and separation, let Q the charge on the first, hence Q1 plus Q2 minus Q is the charge on the second. If Q the charge on A, then Q1 plus Q2 minus Q the charge on B. Since VA is VB, hence we can say 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by R1 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 plus Q2 minus Q by R2. Or Q by R1 is equal to Q1 plus Q2 minus Q by R2. Or Q into R2 is equal to Q1 plus Q2 into R1 minus QR1, or Q into R1 plus R2 is equal to Q1 plus Q2 into R1, or Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2 R1 by R1 plus R2. If the conductors are identical, if the conductors are identical, then R1 is R2. Or Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2 into R by 2R. Or Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2 by 2. So the net charge is equally shared. Net charge is equally shared if conductors are identical. Let us take an example. Two conductors identical, separated by distance d. Suppose charge is plus q and minus q. Two identical conductors with plus q and minus q are separated by a distance d. A third identical conductor is first brought in contact with A and then with B and then taken away. Calculate the ratio of force after to the force before. Calculate the ratio of force after than before. So what is the force after the process of taking contact with a third identical sphere or conductor? Before contact, the force F1 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 plus q into minus q by d square, that is minus q square by 4 pi epsilon 0 d square. Now after contact, let us find out what is the charge of the two conductors. Net charge of A and C is the third conductor. A and C is Q plus 0 is Q. Since identical, charge is equally divided, equally shared. So charge of A is Q by 2. and its charge was minus q. Again, net charge of B and C is q by 2 minus q, that is minus q by 2. Okay. Its charge of minus q, the charge of C is plus q by 2, that's why net charge is q by 2 minus q, that is minus q by 2. Hence, charge of B is equal here, that is minus q by 4. So this is now minus q by 4. So the force after the process F2 is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q by 2 into minus q by 4 by d square, that is minus 1 by 8 q square by 4 pi epsilon 0 d square. So it is observed that the force of attraction is reduced to 1 by 8, or F2 by F1 is equal to 1 by 8. Now potential, suppose there are 3 concentric cells A, B and C. Suppose there are 3 cells concentric with charge Q1, Q2, Q3 and radii A, B, C. Now it may be asked that what is the potential at a point P1, at a point P2, at a point P3 or at a point P4 with distances R1, R2, R3 and this is R4. Let A, B, C, the 3 concentric cells with radii A, B, C respectively. Radii A, B, C and C respectively with charge Q1, Q2, Q3 respectively. It may be asked as what is the potential at a point P1, P2, P3 and P4. We know that for a spherical cell of charge Q and radius R, then potential, electric potential in the surface is, potential on the surface is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q by R. And since there is no field inside a cell, so potential anywhere inside is same as on the surface. So potential anywhere inside is same as on the surface. But if a point is outside, then at this point the potential will depend upon the distance from the center. So for this is on the surface or inside like this, but outside it is inverse proportional to the distance from the center. And potential anywhere inside is same, as there is no electric field, no work is done. So potential difference between any 2 points is constant. Let us find what is the potential at P1. So here at this point, the potential due to cell A is, what is the potential on the surface? That is, let us take 1 by 4 pi epsilon common. So the Q1 by radius is A. So this is the potential at the point due to charge Q1 on the cell A. So here the point P1 is that R1 is less than A, more than 0. Next, due to charge on the cell B will be Q2 by its radius B, because on this surface the potential is equal to potential anywhere inside, and for the charge on the cell C is Q3 by its radius is C. Second, if the point P2, here R2 is more than A, less than B. R2 is more than A, less than B. So here potential V P2 is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 due to this Q1 at distance R2, it will be Q1 by R2, and due to cell B it is Q2 by B, and due to cell C it is Q3 by C. Third point is P3. So here this point is radius is more than B, less than C. R3 less than B, now more than B, less than C. This point R3, P3, distance R3 more than B, less than C. So at this point VP3 potentially 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 due to innermost charge Q1, it is Q1 by R3. Due to second cell charge Q2, it is Q2 by R3, and due to third cell C, no, due to Q1 R3, due to Q2 R3, and due to Q3 it is C, because for this surface the potential on the surface is equal to potential anywhere inside. But fourth point is, if the point R4 is more than C, so it is outside the cell. So here, for any point or any charge, it will depend upon the distance R4. So here Vp4 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 by R4 Q2 by R4 and Q3 by R4. Thus we can find out potential if there are number of cells like this using the formula for a particular cell and taking the algebraic addition, since potential is a scalar quantity. An electric field at any point can be obtained by taking the Gauss law. If a surface is spherical, the distribution of charge is equal everywhere and surface charge density is same. For a spherical surface, distribution of charge is uniform. Distribution of charge is uniform. Since sigma is charged by 4 pi r square, curvature for any part is same, radius is same, so sigma is inversely proportional to square of the curved surface. But in case of irregular surface or conical shape, or if a point is pinpointed or project or narrow, so here radius is more, so surface charge density is less, but here radius is very small. So if here surface density is sigma 1, here sigma 2, then sigma 2 will be more than sigma 1. More than sigma 1, because here curvature is more, curvature less means radius is small. Now curvature is less means radius is more, and curvature is more means radius is less. Curvature less, radius more. Curvature more, radius is less. So here, since charge density is more, then there may be leakage of charge to the surrounding. At the conical face or narrow part of a conductor, sigma is more. Hence, there may be leakage of charge to the surrounding, causing breakdown of dielectrics in the medium. Hence, there may be leakage of charge to the surrounding, producing breakdown of dielectric, producing breakdown of dielectric in the medium. This phenomenon is known as corona discharge. This phenomenon is known as corona discharge. Let us take another example for a square with some charges, equal charges, all positive or all negative. Suppose 4 charges plus q are placed at the corners of a square of side x. Then electric field at the center is 0, because due to A electric field away, due to C electric field towards, distances same, charge same, so 2 are same in magnitude and get cancelled. Similarly, due to B and C, B away and C and D, this is ED, this is EB, this is EA, this is EC. Since the charges are same, distances same, so the 4 fields get cancelled, so total field at the center is 0. Similarly, if there is a regular polygon, hexagon or octagon or like that, with same charges at the corners, all positive or all negative, then here also electric field will be, due to A and D cancelled, B and E cancelled, C and D cancelled. For a regular polygon, with equal charges at the corners, electric field at the center is 0. If any of the charge is removed, suppose charge at A is removed, then this field will not be there. If charge at A is removed, this field will not be there. So resultant field at the center will be opposite to the field of A. If a charge at a corner, any corner, say A is removed, then resultant field E is equal to minus of the field due to charge at A. The resultant field will be field due to minus of the field at the charge at A. Similarly here, if it is removed, it will minus A, or if it is removed C, that will minus C, and so on. If it is removed, this component is not there, So resultant field will be opposite to the field due to charge at A. A question may be asked as, what is the amount of work done in assembling three charges Q each initially at infinity to the corners of a triangle of equal sides to the corners of a triangle of equal sides x each. So initially since at infinity, potential energy is 0, and finally the potential energy can be obtained using the formula. So difference of the energy is the work done in moving the charges or assembling the charges. Initial potential energy is 0. So work done is the difference of potential energy. So final potential energy U is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q square by x square Q1 Q square by x plus Q square by x plus Q square by x. Energy is 1 by 4 0 Q1 Q2 by separation. So it is 3 Q square by 4 pi epsilon 0 x. Hence amount of work done is difference of energy, that 3 Q square by 4 pi epsilon 0 x. This was asked in IIT, old question. So before going into any problem, let us see what is asked and what is given. If you are able to remember the formula, then attempt the question or leave it. Suppose there are two charges Q, capital Q each, separated by some distance d. Another charge small q is placed in the middle, which is d by 2. Oh, what is the relation between q and small q so that the system is in equilibrium? What is the relation between small q and capital Q so that the system is in equilibrium? Now first thing, at the point O, due to capital Q on either side, here electric field is 0. So net force on Q is 0 for whatever the value. Net force on small q is 0 as E is 0 at O due to QQ. Now question is, if the force on a side charge at A or B, if the force on a side charge at A or B is 0, then the system is in equilibrium. Now due to capital Q, force is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 QQ by distance square. Due to small q, the force is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q small q by d by 2 whole square. So the two should be added to 0. If the resultant force is 0, then the system is in the condition of equilibrium. Now you can find q square by d square is equal to minus q by d square by 4. So here d square is cancelled, 1q is cancelled, so capital Q is equal to minus 4q or small q is equal to minus capital Q by. This is a relation between the smaller charge and the bigger charge, so that the system is in the condition of equilibrium.